Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here's another video, number 12, on adding, subtracting rational expressions. Hopefully, we realize that these problems can get a little ugly. So here we go. So, when you look at this one, guys, hopefully you realize that 5 is really 5 over 1. So the common denominator is simply going to be 12a squared minus 30a. Okay, normally we would factor that, but since this is just a 1, you know what? I'm going to spare myself the effort there. So I know my denominator is 12a squared minus 30a. If I misspoke earlier, I'm sorry. And what do I do with this first fraction there is, since it's 5 over 1, I know basically I'm going to times top and bottom, numerator, denominator, by 12a squared minus 30a. So I'm just going to take 5 there and distribute it. So I'm going to get 60a squared minus 150a. Notice the second fraction in green already has the denominator we need, so nothing changes, right? So I have a plus a minus 4. And now it's just a matter of cleaning it up a little bit. So we got 60a squared. We know 150 plus 1 is minus 149a. And we have a minus 4. All over 12a squared minus 30a. Again, you could factor that. You could try to factor numerator, guys, but I'm highly doubtful that that actually can be factored. So I'm done. So pause the video if you need to. Okay, let's take a look at this one and see what we notice here. This one, we're definitely going to want to factor that to see a common denominator. Okay, guys? So here we go. I notice they both have a factor of 2, so I got 2 times 3n plus 2. And now, my common denominator is a combination of this with this. Correct? So my denominator is going to be 6, because 3 times 2 is 6. 3n plus 2. Let's see what's in the numerator. Well, since this one over here had a 3 already, it needs the 2n plus 2 with it, right? So I'm going to distribute and times the numerator by that. So I'm going to have basically 6n times 3n plus 2. Again, I'm going to have to distribute that eventually. Now, my second fraction, that n plus 4, I'm going to have to times with 3. Now, notice the minus right there. So I'm going to go ahead and combine the minus with the 3. And I know it's going to be minus 3 times n plus 4. So let's do a little distributive property here and see what we can come up with. So I'm going to distribute here. 6n times 3n is 18n squared plus 12n minus 3n minus 12. Before I write the denominator, how about if we simplify this numerator? Because 12 minus 3 is 9. So my improved numerator, is 18n squared plus 9n minus 12 over 6 times 3n plus 2. Wait a minute. Do you guys notice how all the numbers in the numerator are a factor of 3? So, because I'm running out of space, guys, I'm going to squeeze it in right up here. I'm going to factor out a 3. 6n squared plus 3n minus 4. And now, can't I simplify that 3 factor with the 6 factor, and that becomes a 2. In other words, 3 over 6 is 1/2, right? So what is my final answer? 6n squared plus 3n minus 4 all over 2 times 3n plus 2. I could go ahead and multiply my denominator back together again. Again, it depends upon the problem and the answer. Let's say on a multiple choice test. But we'll just leave it like that. So pause the video if you need to. Okay guys, let's just do one more here. And I want to make sure I did one where we had 2 unique denominators, right? And so what is my common denominator going to be is just simply those 2 multiplied together. So my denominator is going to be b minus 4 times b minus 3. Okay, now the first fraction already has b minus 4. So I'm going to take the 2 and times it with b minus 3. So I'm going to get 2b minus 6. And the b minus 3 fraction already has the b minus 3, so I need the b minus 4 times 6. It's almost like cross multiplying, isn't it? So distributing the 6 here, I'm going to get a 6b minus 24. Finishing up, I know 6 and 2 is 8b. I know minus 6 minus 24 is minus 30 over b minus 4, b minus 3. Again, I could multiply the denominator together again. Also, we could factor this numerator right here, okay? Like, for example, I could factor out a 2, but for all intents and purposes, guys, that would be kind of wasted effort because there is no other common factor, okay? So my final answer is 8b minus 30 over b minus 4, b minus 3. Pause the video one last time. So guys, to avoid making this video way too long, you notice I skipped one of the problems. But hopefully after the 3rd video, you're getting good at basically making common denominators. Notice the process a lot of times is almost like cross multiplying. Okay? And hopefully I did a good job and made it very clear on how these problems work. The bottom line is the only way you get good at these problems, ladies and gentlemen, is you got to practice them. Until next time, bye.